And we're back with another edition of Web Chat with the Warden. I'm here with David Mayberry, who's just back from a conference this past weekend.
The Rural Ontario Municipal Association and the Good Roads Conference, the combined conference, was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and just got back this morning.
So what did we learn from this conference?
Well, what you learn, I guess there's a lot of sharing of ideas and things that people are doing. They also learn that there's lots of challenges. We spent a fair amount of our time meeting with different ministers from different ministries, from the province, trying to push forward ideas that the county wants to promote, and looking for advice and direction from various ministries. So I think a relatively good conference. You always you get to hear the leaders of the three political parties give their opinion of what's happening in Ontario, and you find that they have very contrasting views on what's really happening here in good old Ontario. So.
Was there a lot of information that was relevant for Oxford County?
I think, yeah, each of the breakout sessions, there's probably half a dozen different sessions that you could go to, so you end up trying to choose the ones that you think are most relevant. So I went to one on planning and how do you look at planning in rural Ontario. Another one on active transportation, and something that's certainly of interest to the bike and cycling, or the cycling and trails groups here in Oxford. So I wanted to kind of get up to speed on what's the latest thing happening there.
Perfect. So switching gears a little bit, we'll take a look at this evening's council agenda. Yes. It's a fairly light one. That doesn't necessarily mean it will be quick, as we've learned in the past.
Well, I think it will be this time. There's really two big issues, well, maybe three we'll call it, but all related to water and wastewater. So the first issue that'll come up is around the county wanting to borrow approximately $10 million to do long-term upgrades to the Ingersoll wastewater treatment plant. 9.6 million, I think, in that project, and that's investing in the future of Ingersoll. So the county, while they own the systems, really wants to. How do you help the local communities move ahead? And it's time now for Ingersoll to take the next big step as far as their waste treatment plants, and so that's what we're doing there. The other issues on the County Council tonight are the annual reports on water and wastewater, and how well the staff has done in testing our water and making sure that the wastewater is of sufficient quality to be discharged and all that. And I think those are great news stories. I think we often forget, and in fact we take for granted how high a quality of water we have in Oxford, and what a great job our staff does making sure that the water results that the ministry looks at make sure that the water quality that the people are drinking are just the highest standard. And when you look at the reports, we have a few little issues, but almost all of them, none of them to do with quality, all of them to do with how you report quality, which if I had to choose, I'd much rather we have great quality even if I'm not reporting it properly. But so we have 2 or 3 out of, I think it was 5 out of almost 5,000 that they sort of questioned on, and sort of say, well, if we're doing that good, I'm pretty happy. So.
Wonderful. So that's coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. And since you're here, why not talk to us a little bit about your breakfast with the mayor over in Southwest Oxford?
Oh, our council has talked about it a number of times, so we finally decided we'd just have a breakfast for some of the businesses in our community. So they've all been invited to come for breakfast, and we wanted to talk about the new Rural Economic Development Corporation for rural Oxford, and also seeking some input on how they'd like to see Oxford move ahead. And that's an ongoing process as part of our sustainable planning and strategic planning for the next 4 years of council. So Friday, March 6th at I think it's 7:30 at Mount Elgin Hall. So any businesses in Southwest Oxford are welcome to attend.
Now, would you call the township office then to make arrangements?
Please call the township office and tell them you're coming. When you come for breakfast, I'd like to feed you. So I'd hate us to run out of food. So.
Perfect. Warden Mayberry, thank you so much.
You're welcome.